color connections at the back. And then on the left side of the screen, it's color coded for temperature, yellow. The blue is for SpO2 and the green is for ECG. It has a corresponding color codes with the cables to be attached. And there's a groove, and it should be on top. So it will not enter if it's in the wrong position. So just make sure that this is on top to avoid any damage or malfunction. So again, green is for ECG, blue is for SpO2. And then yellow is for the temperature. So same goes for the yellow, for the temperature probes. It has a groove on top which can be easily pushed. So just push pull, no twist or no screws needed. And then for the NIBP, it's the same, just push and pull. Push and pull. So that's the connection. So we now have all the parameters available for the monitoring of the NIBP, temperature, SpO2, and ECG. There are 2 ports available for temperature. So it's up to the nurses or the unit's decision to use 2, usually 1 for skin and 1 for rectal. But for this, the order is just for skin. And then there are buttons and the knob. This is the power button. So just 1 press and then lights will appear, and then that's it. So when it turns on, it automatically starts reading, and then it starts displaying the parameters. Right. So we have here an ECG simulator to have a better demo of the ECG. So once turned on, as you can see, it starts reading the parameters. The SpO2 sensor is connected already, and then the ECG is through the simulator. And then this is the NIBP. Okay, so for the buttons first, this is for manual NIBP. If you press it, it will take NIBP reading. Press it again and then it will stop just in case we need stop. And then here is the alarm reset. So for example, it's alarming and then you change the limits and the reading would be in the limits. Just press this and the alarm will go off. And then this is alarm silence button. It will give you 2 minutes. It will suppress the alarm for 2 minutes. And this is the freeze wave button. As you can see, when I press it, here are the waves. So pressing it would freeze the waves for observation and review. And then the last button is like the print, but for this model you don't have the recorder or the printer. And the knob is used to navigate through the screen. Because the purpose of this is just in case the screen goes accidentally becomes wet or cannot be accessed or malfunction or anything, you can use the knob to navigate through the screen, set limits, and by pressing it, will like touching the screen. So that's the buttons: power, some functions, and the knob. Okay, so for the parameters, ECG, SpO2, and heart rate. So clicking the graphs or clicking the numbers would pop up a screen for setup. So for example, for this, the wave gain is 1 and the wave speed is 25. You can change it by simply clicking and selecting the desired value. So for example, I'll just put 50. So now the wave is faster. And then for setting the limits, just click the parameter and you will go here alarm level, high limit and low limit. So for example, the limit we want for heart rate would be 115, and then the low limit would be around, let's just say for demo 55. So just click it and then it would be set. So that's how easy the setting of limits. And then same goes for the respiratory rate, for the SpO2 and temperature. So just click on the waves or the numbers, the figures, and then choose what limit you want to set depending on the order. And then for screen, you can select on different screen options. So for example, in a unit where you, for rounds, just for example, you can choose big numerics and you will see bigger numbers and less graphs. If the patient or the order needs more monitoring for, let's say, NIDP, and then here's the NIDP. So NIDP review, you can set here. You can see here the historical NIDP. Let's just say, for example, every 15 minutes, every 10 minutes, and then the standard would be like 50% wave and 50% numerics. So it's up to the unit which one they prefer, but usually for easier rounds, they prefer the big numerics, but again, it's the decision of the unit. And then for NIDP, there are 3 modes. So let me check. So for NIDP, there are 3 modes that you can select. So there's manual, auto, and sequence. For the manual, of course, you need to press the button every time you want a reading. For auto mode, so we cannot change it because it's reading. I'll just stop it for auto mode. You can choose interval, let's say for example every 15 minutes. So the choices would be 1, 2, 2.5 minutes, 3, 4, 5, until 722 minutes or every 3 days. So it's automatically checking the NIBP without the need of pressing the button. And the last mode would be sequence. So there's a preset mode. So for example, the first preset is twice every 2 minutes, and then there's twice every 5 minutes, twice every 10 minutes, and twice every 15 minutes. So those are the different NIDP measuring modes. And then for the trend, we can view trend view and we can check the alarms. So clicking this part here will open the trend view. So alarm review, for example, the temperature has been alarming since earlier. So if we click it, you can see wave. And if there's a wave, for example, the alarm is ECG related or SpO2 related, you would be able to see the alarms here, or the waves, sorry. And then, yeah, that's it. So again, it's very simple. If you have any questions, you can ask. But I can leave my number as well for every unit, just for any doubts or need more clarifications. I can come anytime.